So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Hey.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot. Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Kick it.
Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Good morning, good morning, good morning, sunshine. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I am great. Even better now that I have you in the hot seat and on the tan line. I know they've been keeping you busy. You're off to a super early start. Blink once for yes, twice for no. Do you need me to come rescue you at this moment?
I'm doing good. And did you say the tan line?
The tan line, that's the one.
That's great. I'm happy to be on the tan line.
Look, you are bringing something new to the screen, and I'm loving the fact that it's a part of edutainment. Because while you're educating us, you're entertaining us with what is one of the world's greatest. And the story behind the story is how you'll keep me, right? And as an award winning director, because we have to put a handle on that, how did you know that this Jim Thorpe, Lit by Lightning, was something that you wanted to bring to the big screen for us?
Well, I do another show called Dark Winds, and I'm a director and producer on that. And there was a young Native American PA that came to me, and I was talking to him, and I said, Jim Thorpe. And there was a blank look on his face. And I said, you know, Jim Thorpe, the greatest athlete ever. And he says, no. And it crushed me. I said, all since I'd been growing up, you know, in the 70s, he was a household name. Jim Thorpe was the greatest athlete ever. My
Right.
grandpa was born in the 1800s like Jim Thorpe. And I remember, you know, when he was in his 90s talking about Jim Thorpe. And it was always something that stuck with me. When I was in grade school, Jim Thorpe was the athlete who was at the Olympics and someone had stolen his track shoes. And he went and found shoes in a garbage can in 1912 in Stockholm, Sweden, put these mismatched shoes on his feet and ran in the decathlon and won.
Wow.
He won a
Wow.
gold medal in the decathlon, 15 events, and the pentathlon in the same Olympics, 2 gold medals. The King of Sweden said, sir, you're the greatest athlete in the world. And they held ticker tape parades for him in New York and on the East Coast. The greatest irony is that he wasn't even a US citizen because Native Americans weren't US citizens until 1924.
Wow.
He came home, he was celebrated as an American Olympic athlete, ironically, and he wasn't even a citizen. He went on to play professional sports where he was the very first president of what would become the NFL. He won 9 professional football championships with the Canton Bulldogs.
Wait, hold
He
on.
played,
You're taking me fast. You just went from track and said that this man became the president of what later became known as the NFL. Slow down. You're doing a lot right now. So this man found shoes in the garbage can, said, no sweat, I got this. Went and did what he needed to do. And then what did he do with what is now known the NFL?
well, his career really starts in football.
Huh?
Um, he was taken to Indian boarding school by age 11 at Carlisle, Pennsylvania, where his athletic career really began. But prior to that, he grew up in Oklahoma, born in 1887. They said that his training ground was the wide open plains and the rivers and breaking horses. He lost his twin brother at age 9. He lost both parents by age 11. And he went forcibly to boarding school at Haskell in Kansas, ran away from home multiple times, or ran away from school multiple times back home, was finally taken by train to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, so he couldn't run away back home.
Wow.
And by 11 years old, he found sports. And I think that crossroad is really what made him a survivor of everything that he'd endured, which is the
Yeah.
loss of so much.
And at such
Football
a
was
young
really
age.
right. It's incredible because boarding school was, somewhere where you don't have, family and parents and so on, extended family, but you make that community, with all the other kids there and native people that are helping. But um, football was really his game. And so he ended up playing for Carlisle Indian School and beating Army, which had Dwight Eisenhower, who would go on to be president. They beat Harvard, which was never supposed to happen. They beat Penn State. And his name started to travel around in newspapers as this Indian school with this phenomenon named Jim Thorpe. So by the time the Olympics came in 1912, he had somewhat of a name, but he went on to win two gold medals in those games. And then they started having parades for him before he was a US citizen.
He was such an icon and didn't know what he was paving the path for while he was actually on that treadmill, just going, 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 going. And then the trajectory of it changed so much for so many. And just to see that so many people now, with this instant gratification that we have where everything is an overnight success, and we're so pampered because we complain about so much. When you hear about those stories of those legends and those greats, it's like, wow, out of all the obstacles, from finding shoes in a garbage can and still finding a way to overcome that obstacle and still go out and operate after losing a twin and still finding the peace, or however he found that after losing his parents before he's 15. It's just like, if there's anything that we are going to walk away with while you're directing this film and you're putting all of these pieces together, what is it that you want us to walk away with?
I think the thing that I found, and you're asking a very good question, when I search and do a year of research on somebody like this and get to make this because of people like Maverick Carter and LeBron James in history that also see that he's the greatest American athlete ever, greatest athlete in the world. Um, it's a matter of humility. That's the thing that I found. When I look at pictures of this man, I recognize what you said. He didn't do it for likes, he didn't do it for the accolades, and he didn't do it for social media. He didn't do it for celebrity endorsement, and he was before the time that people made millions of dollars in athletics. So you
Right.
start to look at him, and in those ticker tape parades, he has his head down because he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed at the accolades of so many people applauding his achievements when he doesn't recognize that his achievements are so great yet.
Mm.
So there's a humility and a simplicity that I think we've lost in this era of accolades and money. And I think that Jim Thorpe just teaches us about the humility of doing it for the purity of the race on the field. And that corresponds with the fact that he reinvented himself so many times. He played basketball, he played professional baseball and learned to play where he wasn't great at first. He was a championship ballroom dancer.
What?
He was in 100 movies when he moved to Hollywood. He was in the movie King Kong in the 30s. So he really is a symbol of the simplicity of putting one foot in front of the other, no matter where you come from, what's happened, and to persevere forward. And he did that his whole life, and he ended up winning and winning. And he's the greatest athlete ever and one of the greatest Americans that ever lived.
I love it. And I'm so excited to see this. I know it premieres Monday, July 7th, 7 p.m. I'll say 6:45. So that gives us enough time to get our good snacks and to make sure that we're in front of the TV because they got this one all the way together. History Channel. And I want you to think of this as an extension of your office. Whenever you get these stories and these next pieces that you're working on, that I know you're already working on, tell them that you need to jump in the hot seat on the tan line and you can consider it done. Okay?
That's great. I appreciate it.
We have to get you to New Orleans soon. I know you have more work to do, so I'm gonna let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Great. Thank you, Tan.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Stop by GT Legacy Auto and check out this beautiful 2022 Ram 1500 Crew Cab. Platinum with a black interior and a detailed kit that's kicking. Cruise control, air conditioning, keyless entry, push button start. And to get started, all you have to do is log on gtlegacyauto.com or stop by for your test drive today. 7272 Airline Highway. Good credit, bad credit, slow, ain't quite show credit. Hey, leave it to the professionals at GT Legacy Auto.
Yeah.
Shit. 1 2 1 2.
The work if I cut the mic on, huh?
2 2 2 2 2 2.
Now, what happens if you get to 3 or 4?
Gotta count backwards.
Hey, now what you say now? It's the voice inside your speaker box, LaTangela Fay. Welcome back to another episode of the LaTangela Show. And you never know who's going to be in the hot seat or on the tan line. But let me tell you something. If I had to bet, I would say that he is the guy that's responsible for getting every party that you've ever been to jumping. He is the guy that's responsible for making sure that everybody got a little dip in their hip, a little spring to their step. And no matter, even if you try to sit still, you can't do it. Because I'm thinking, hey, and I'm just trying to find the nearest cookout because 'tis the season, right? Hey, Cupid, how are you?
What's up, girlie? Good to be here. Remember the first time in this building?
That says a lot, and I'm not even going to get on my temper tantrum with that.
No, that's because the door's got 6 padlocks on it.
It does.
So it's rough to get in here.
Listen.
That's when you know you made it.
And I told her, frisk him before he leaves out of here, because I know how you are about some microphones.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, 1, 2, 3. How many mics we got in the room right now? Make sure we have 1, 2, 3 like before he leaves, because this man will take a mic with him to make sure that the party is ready.
Yep.
But you know, this is an extension of your office. So although it's your first field trip to this madhouse, make sure it's not the last.
No, not at all, man. The staff is here, man. Got legends in the building. I'm grateful that they, y'all supporting me the way y'all are. So it's a blessing.
It's a blessing to see how much work you've put in and to see that you've stuck with this journey, because it's not always easy.
No.
And it's not always the glitz and the glamour. People see the finished product, but how is it that you knew you wanted to jump behind a microphone and be so vulnerable that you share your gifts, your talents, your time, your sweat, your blood, your tears, the little piece of patience you think you might have left in there, somebody playing in your face with that?
Right.
Like, how did you know?
I mean, I'm in love with music. It's something I've wanted to do since I was little. Singing in church and then singing in college at talent shows and all of that stuff. So even like when I'm not doing music, I got music running through my veins, music running through my brain, ideas, and one of the most joyful places for me is being on stage. Yeah. So knowing that and like with all of that together, I just find a happiness when I'm doing it at the highest level, and having fun with my boys on stage and stuff like that. So, it's just what I love, man.
And for those who have followed your journey, they know that it's beyond, being the king of this dancing scene and the parties. And it's like you are a lyrical genius when it comes down to etching those melodies, when it comes down to etching those lyrics. How do you know that you want to turn a subject into a song?
It's funny you say that because I saw something with Lauryn Hill saying that her first album was so good because she had so many years of tribulations and trials, So as you just live life, you just find different situations that just stick to you, that just, like the cookout, like, what cookout came from during COVID, we couldn't have them.
Could not.
So it was just like aspiring, I can't wait till we can get back outside. And I don't know if you remember, people were saying that's the new normal, is the social distancing. And I was like, no, it's not. So cookout, Flex was another one. Swing Around the Rosie was another one.
Yeah.
Take it from the nursery rhymes and make it into something that, grown folk like. So, you just take life and you just try to figure out a way to put it together. And I guess the gift that God gave me is I'm able to do that, but I'm also able to put steps behind it too. So, that's a pretty cool thing. And it's really starting to be the normal for a lot of music out there.
And when you start talking about putting steps behind it, many may not know that you aspire with this fitness journey and bring others along with you. Did you get your steps in today? Mental, physical, spiritual, it's all important. And once you start bundling all of that together, you can't help but to move one way or the other.
Right, right. And I mean, I think that the music that I make is some of the most important music in the world because it brings people together. I
It
think that's
does.
the coolest part. You know, you get your steps in and stuff like that. Like I've watched Zumba instructors get out danced by people who you wouldn't even think at a particular moment at a particular festival. I mean, you know, all of that's out of the window, but people are still moving. And as long as they're dancing, you don't have time to argue.
How does it feel to know that your music transcends all levels, all barriers, and it just breaks that wall for people?
It's a blessing. I get reminders all the time about it from different people. When I see, you know, during trying times, like during the Black Lives Matter when that was going on, watching people unify with Cupid Shuffle, and then watching little kids and different races, and you know, on TikTok they may have flex videos and the caption I can't even read it
Yeah,
because it's in another language. It's awesome. It's
It
awesome.
is.
It's awesome.
You've traveled all around the world. If you had to pick one of your favorite spaces that music has taken you, beep, 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 beep.
It would be the Middle East.
What?
Yeah, it would be the Middle East. I toured in Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Kuwait, and that was something special because you know we in Bahrain we visited where the Garden of Eden was
Yeah.
with the Tree of Life,
Okay.
and I remember standing underneath the tree and saying to myself, "Man, music got me right. This music got me here." Crazy, crazy experience. So that was one of them ones that made me really realize like people do you know who stood here before you? You know what I mean?
Talk about standing on the shoulders of some giants.
Right, you know, but all due to music and all due, you know, so it's that was one of my iconic places that I remember the most.
I know I'm not supposed to ask, and as a musician, I understand. But if you had to pick your favorite song that you've ever written, what would it be? Oh, we're not supposed to have favorites. I
Man,
know. But or would it be easier if I said your favorite this week?
I'm gonna be honest. Honestly, Flex is my favorite creation
Okay.
because when I made Flex, I made it specifically to do what it's doing now. Like you know how like you say, I'm gonna make something and it's gonna do this, or this is what I wanted to do. Well, some songs, you know, they go left or right. Like Shuffle, I had no idea that was gonna blow up. I didn't think I was like, that ain't gonna blow up. That's just some directions, whatever. You know.
Right.
But Flex was like, sonically, I want to make a song that just makes you feel a certain type of way. I study frequencies, I study a lot of just like movement and stuff. And I made it during COVID.
Oh, wow.
Like in a little closet studio. So for me to see where it is now is like so wild because it was an idea from the closet to the world. And to see that, I think that's like my coolest creation. Is definitely Flex.
For those who aspire to be in the seat where you sit today, what would you tell them?
Be yourself. Like you don't be the next Cupid. Don't be the next, you know, whoever. Be yourself. Because eventually when your turn comes and what you do is what everybody else does, you're gonna be in front. But you can be in third, you can be the third Lil Wayne and never really aspire to be great because you're constantly copying his blueprint. So I just say be yourself, because you know, I've been doing this dancing thing for so long, and there was a period of time when it wasn't. Like people like line dance is corny and we're not doing that. So I stuck with it, and it eventually, you know, everything's full circle. It eventually came around, and now you got everybody line dancing.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. By the time they get to that third little turn and that fourth hip in the step, I'll be like, hey, what's going on right here? Now, not only am I dizzy, but I'm confused.
Oh yeah,
you know,
to every song, you know. But I just stuck with what I do, and to see it be the it thing now is just really like it's super cool.
We're going to hit them with the flex, though. I can tell you that. For the world, how can we keep up with the rest of your movements?
Official New Cupid on Instagram. My website is New Cupid Online. But everybody who knows me knows if you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to make sure we connect, we network, we work. I repost videos all day long. And I just try to keep that connection with the people, you know. Since I've established that relationship with the fans and with the people through social media. Because what people don't realize, Tange, is when I came out, they ain't had social media.
They did not. That is true.
So the reason why I'm so big on it is because you giving me a tool where I can reach people directly through a cell phone.
What? And everybody got one in their hand? What?
Watch this. I used to have to go hang posters up on Plank Road at 3 a.m. You know how dangerous?
It was worth it though.
But I was
risked it all.
By myself.
If they say risk it all, that is definitely
with a staple gun and posters to try to get to people. I was pulling up to Club Rose by myself.
Come on.
Handing out CDs to anybody.
To anybody that would listen.
The hood was like, man.
Now hold on a second. Now you say CD. What is that? Because somebody missed that. What is CD?
So going through that, and then now having a tool that I can reach people through my phone.
Yeah. Why would I not use that hashtag and reach to you and save on gas?
You can drop a song tomorrow. Back in the day, to drop a song, you had to record it.
All of that.
Go to
the studio. Somebody had to bounce it
You had
down.
to go to Office Max and get a spindle of CDs, burn them individually, stamp the sticker on them, get the jewel case.
Oh, so you were fancy. You wasn't handwright?
Nah, man,
Oh,
because
fancy,
ain't nobody want to
okay.
read. I had to, you know,
just put the logos and stamp it on.
and do that to drop a song and hand out at least 1,000 of them.
Right.
So that's why, like, you know, you giving me that old school drive with the new school tools. It's like I feel like I'm going crazy with it.
That part. And you know, that's the longevity, that's the consistency, and even the level of transparency, because you've handled this business like a business. And so many people get, you know, lost in the smoke because of the instant gratification that we're so used to now in this moment. So that hard work, that dedication, it doesn't go away. It's just now you have to shift gears, and you're doing that.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it, my friend. I mean, you know the drill. Like, I remember back in the day riding, listening to the radio, you know, not everybody's still here, not or like still working in the radio, but you know, being in Lafayette when the Baton Rouge radio station was playing in Lafayette.
Yeah.
Oh, it was big to man. Come on now.
Hey, I used to love spinning it. And not to mention the pull-up performances that you used to do at Vincent City Club.
Man,
Our Marshall come outside. We got too many people. The building ain't big enough.
The aunties was auntieing back then. You know, I had them going. I had to run out of there in my little blue car.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But we had 5 on gas, and they got you here, there, safe.
That's it.
I know it. See,
whatever the promoter giving, I'm taking, and we just gonna get it done.
The mic work. That's all we need. Make sure that you're making a field trip and you come back soon, right?
Absolutely. It's it's beautiful in here. I've never been, man. And again, for artists, I don't want y'all young artists to take this for granted. I'm so excited to just be on the radio.
That's big. That's big. And it means a lot. I don't think that level of excitement should ever leave if it's something that you're passionate about.
You could be on the internet tomorrow.
Yeah.
To be on the radio and to just have radio is so important. So thank y'all for just doing what y'all do, because radio is so significant. Internet, for a minute, everybody was like, oh, ain't gonna be no more radio in the internet. I hear you.
Yeah.
Hold tight.
They still make the cars with the radio in them, don't they?
Hold tight.
Yeah, there we go.
So thanks.
And I'm grateful that you have stuck it out, and that you're one of those artists that will still come to the radio station and nurture those relationships and say, hey, if there's something we got going on, let's pull up on the block and make it happen. It's summertime, we outside, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, indeed, man. Got a big weekend ahead, so you know, it's all good.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to my next show in this city, though. I don't know when it's gonna be, but hopefully sooner than later.
Soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I know you have more work to do, so I'm gonna let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Appreciate everything, man. All love, man. Appreciate everything. It's real. We in here.
So I got my sister. Wait a minute. Now, if you fall out that chair, there's no way to come back from that. Now, listen, we're in here tussling about these specials because I'm thinking $23 is just like, that can't be right. Now, Victoria, are you sure? Because when I pull up with my $23 and then people tell me something different, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a situation.
It is true. So we have the $23 special at all of our locations, but Baton Rouge, the shrimp special is also available, but it's only $19.49.
And that's because it's half off.
It's half
See what I'm
off.
saying? So today is the day, fiery crab, the taste of Tange. And I had to bring in the heavy hitters because I wanted to make sure before I pulled up with my $23 that we were good. We are great. Let's roll.
Yes.
So I said I wasn't working today, and then they showed up today to say, get it done. And I say, and if I don't, who you telling? They say, Gordon. I say, hold tight. You ain't got to do all that. You know, I'm working. And you know what? I think we should take us a quick field trip to Court to Table. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so how are you with your pickleball skills?
I would like to be on your team.
Let's do it. But wait a second. Can I please get a pink paddle with a bedazzled ball?
That's the only way.
See,
Pink
now can we get it done?